Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M53 M55. It's a Tier 9 American SPG. It's located on the eastbourne of Malinovka Encounter, and it's under the command of Major MTP Cat 6. Now, he's got the 8-inch howitzer, capable of 1050 alpha, and penetrating 52mm of armour with a burst radius of 11 meters. And of course, because it's an encounter battle, yep, it's all about the cat. So, what's he doing? Ah, right, okay, he's moving to his firing position. It's always nice to select a good set of bushes you can move from and to in this battle. We haven't got the borders showing at the moment, which is one of the reasons why it looks like he's got more room to play with than normal. Okay. Well, the M53, M55, this is the M55 by the way, is based on the pattern tank, the pattern chassis, but with the huge Arty on top of it. It's with the huge howitzer, I should say, on top of it. Now, it's actually designed so that it can actually be air transportable, and the cabin means you can use vents, and that means you can also use vent purge, and vent purge means you can improve the performance of your crew dramatically. You can see Major MTP at this moment is actually being very cautious about shooting in at that Wizzy 120, and with good reason, because the shell is more than likely going to hit the edge of that rise, that little ramp. And instead I would actually at this moment go for the tanks on top of the hill. There is an RU-251 making his way north, but he's moving quickly. The ones up on top of the hill at this moment are not moving at all fast. Ah, now he can get the guy. And he does! Nice shot, 429. He waited for that one to get that one, but he's now actually assigning the aim towards the heavy tanks up on top of the hill. Now, these are harder to damage, but it's more effective to hit them, because if you can stun these guys, then you get the stun assist. Got IS-6 behind the windmill, IS-3-2 using the remains of that house, and an Object 430. Looks like he's going to go for the IS-3-2 first. Waiting for them to be stationary. IS-6 is gone. I think he's going to use his shell on the T26E4, which is probably a good move, because
that was close.
Yeah, we've got the Klaus mod. It was actually able to damage the Object 430 as well as the Super Pershing at the same time. Now, I think he's probably noticed on the minimap, if you haven't seen it, there's an RU-251 getting fairly close to him, as well as that Wizzy 120, and they're keeping our guys at bay from getting near to the cap area. But of course, the big worry is they might try to have a go at the Arty. Rounds out in the Super Pershing.
That was close.
It lands short.
That's wrong. Wait. That was close.
There are various different Klauses that come up depending on which shot goes in where. I don't know how it works. It's random. You get one of a number of sayings. He's gone to the overhead mode to look and see where he can put the shell. Only a few more seconds to go before he can shoot. 33 seconds is the reload time. Lines it up. No, that windmill keeps getting in the way. Fires in, and it goes to the right. So it went even further away from the IS-3-2 than he wanted. Our T-54 first prototype's having a bit of a bad day at the moment, because he's now being attacked by an Object 430, a Tier 9, and of course that VK. If Major MTP can put a shell in on the VK at the moment, that would be helpful, but the 430 has killed the T-54. Okay, work out where he's going. Oh, definitely fire now because there's two tanks together there. And he hit the one behind. So he would have done double bubble there because he actually stun assisted on the VK. But the tank that was behind the VK took the full brunt of the force. There was no explosion, so we definitely know he hit that guy square on. I think it was actually the Super Pershing he actually hit as well. We haven't seen the Super Pershing since. There he is, and the reason we didn't see him is because he suffered a really big hit. He's lost most of his hit points. He's down to just 113. So he is a splash kill now. And it looks like somebody just hit the VK. One of our teammates in the other Arty hit the VK. Oh yes, right in the centre of the frontal plate. You can see there's a mark. Big yellow stain. And the enemy started capping. Oh dear. Takes twice as long to cap, so I don't think there's a big worry about that at the moment. We're only one tank down on the enemy. If he lays the shell right next door to that T-26, he'll die.
That was close.
He didn't get it alongside, but close enough to actually do some damage. Now, the Object 430 is a splash kill. If he can land the shell on the target, he will definitely kill it. But if he can actually lay it alongside him, he should be able to kill him that way as well. And of course, we know the Super Pershing is sitting on the other side of that rock, but we can't see him at the moment, so we can't be certain of where he is exactly. Okay, there's the VK. Need a direct hit to kill that guy. Oh, now it's not a direct hit. Now we can hit him anywhere nearby. And yes, he got the kill. Yep. He was lucky. Even though the shell veered to the left, he still got enough splash to take that guy out. And there is the Super Pershing. Again, another splash kill. Still 12 seconds away from being loaded. Oh, and he's dead. So the 430's next, I think. And he's very low on hit points. But we've lost sight of him again. I'm afraid our team are not being that good at spotting. Oh, well, that was a good shot there by the Batchat 25 AP. Took out the Wizzy 120. He's been a pain ever since the start of the game. Well, we're hoping that he's in that corner. And he is! And he got a reset there. 60 hit points, 60 capture points of reset. There's still one tank down on the enemy, but we do know the number of the enemy tanks are very low on hit points. Okay, the enemy Arty's coming to sight. Oh, and we've just been hit by enemy Arty fire because we're stunned at the moment. Okay, that's going to affect our loading because our reload time's gone up to 45 seconds now. And we're having to dial in on that GW, but he's gone. So we've got two Scorpions across the lake. Both of those are the German Scorpion, not the American one, but we're going for the reset. Rounds out. And yes, he got another reset and 30 capture points this time. And that means he's definitely going to get a Defender medal. Because he got 60 the last time, 30 this time. That's 90, and you only need 70 to get the reset to get a Defender. Okay, enemy Arty's in sight, and he's been killed. Scorpion's going after our Lynx. He's going for another reset. Fires the round in. Doesn't get the reset this time. Obviously, they know that sitting next to the rock is hazardous to their health. And it looks like they've moved away. But I'd say they're probably still in the dip, but slightly to the left. To just be outside splash range. And they've stopped capping. Oh, somebody said they shot him. Oh. Well, the enemies have still got 3 Scorpion tank destroyers. That's the plainclothes Scorpion G, an IS-32, and an LHMTV. Only a tiny difference in the hit points, though. So it's still anybody's game, even though we're 1 tank down on the enemy now. Now he's looking slightly further north than the IS-3 was last sighted, according to the minimap. I think he thinks that he's in those bushes. Now one of our teammates is going up the hill to have a look. I think that's the AMX-30. Just going to have a quick look. Oh no, it's not the AMX-30, is it? No, it's the Batchat 25T AP. The guy who's got the kills. He's got 3 kills already, so he's an accomplished player. Now, if he can spot that IS-3-2, then Major MTP can put a round into him. He's telling the Batchat 25T AP where he's looking by targeting the ground. There's the NHMTV. Oh, he's a lot closer. And we're pulling in the aim at the moment, trying to adjust aim. And he's being killed by the Emil. Nice one. That guy was a serious threat to us. But that means now the enemy is reduced to 3 Scorpions and the IS-32. Now, if I remember correctly, the IS-32 didn't have much in the way of hit points. I think he was very low. The Scorpions had slightly more, but the Scorpions are inexperienced players and they're all in platoon together. I'd also say from their names that maybe they're from south of the border. And here comes one of them. So they've killed one of the Scorpions. Major MTP's lining him up, see if he can get a shot. Oh, and he's spotted the IS-32, and he goes into the dip too early. Is he going to drown? He might drown. He might not be able to get out of that. I think he's going to drown because he's cut it too fine. He went into the dip too early. If you cut it too early, yes, he did drown. Yep, there's no way of getting out if you go too early into the water, so you have to be very careful. The Scorpion's just behind that building. He can splash him. Sometimes it's helpful to go overhead. Oh my god, he got him with a direct hit. He shot him up the posterior. Yes, he inserted a nice little steel enema into that Scorpion. And that means there's only one enemy left and he's spotted. He's on the north side, or the east side of the map. But we've only got the Batchat 25T AP left. But of course that guy has got a number of kills already. And Major MTP is trying to line that guy up for a shot. Almost loaded. Rounds out. Yes! Wins the game. I suppose the Batchat was a bit annoyed that he didn't get that last kill, but who cares? They got the win. Very well done. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, second class tanker for Major MTP Cat 6 in the M53, M55. He got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 13 and he got a defender medal. He reset the cap enough times to save the team and help them win. He got a win 8 of 4,447 out of that game, which is Super Unicum standard and a bit more. And you can see, yes, he did hit a nice number of targets, but he didn't get a Confederate because he got too many kills, you might say. Let's have a look at team score. Okay, well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the Lick 6x6 on his team. Got a Pascucci's and a Confederate for 3,457 hit points. But he got the second highest damage in the game with 3,094. And, of course, picked up that Defender. And the next highest damage after that was actually the Scorpion on the enemy team. I think that was the last one alive, 2,789 to him. When it came to kills, he shared the top spot with the Batchat 25T AP. He also got 3 kills. So did the Object 430 and the IS-32 on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, it was the Link 6x6 who got the best. He did a lot of spotting. Well, not a lot of spotting actually, according to this. But he did get 2 medals. He got 1,018 base. 854 went to Major MTP Cat 6 and 749 went to the Batchat 25T AP. Major MTP fired 13 rounds in that game, got 4 direct hits and 1 penetration, 13 splash. I suspect the penetration might have been that Super Pershing. I'd just like to check that, or was it the Wizzy? No, it wasn't the Wizzy. Was it the Super Pershing? No, but he did get a lot of damage off that Super Pershing. Huge amount of damage. So, was it the Scorpion? Yes, right at the end. The Scorpion he shot right up the rear. That shell went right through the guy's posterior. It was a complete enema. 584 hit points into the posterior of that guy. Yes, he really felt that one. Yeah. He was definitely paddled, you could say, in the rear. 3,094 hit points of damage, all of it done at more than 300 meters. He did receive 1 hit by way of splash. The enemy Arty did fire around in his direction, so he obviously got spotted in terms of his tracer, but they weren't able to actually put it around exactly where they needed it to go. And I suspect it might have been the FV3 805 on the enemy team, because after he was killed, nobody else tried to get Major MTP. He damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 3 of them, did 456 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns, and he got 89 defense points. Not 90 as I thought it was, because it did say 60 and 30, but he actually got 89 in the end, but that's still enough to get the Defender medal. On a premium count, he earned 42,401 credits, and after resupply of ammunition, took away 18,091 credits, got 25 bombs from the missions for the day, and 1,281 XP, 641 for completing the mission, and took away 1,922 experience points altogether. Not a bad game there. I think I wouldn't have spent so much time on that Wizzy 120 right at the start of the game. On these battles, I tend to focus on the guys right up at the top of the hill, because obviously they're in sight of our heavies, and the more shells you land on the enemy heavies, the more likely you're going to get stun assist, and that's where you can pick up enough XP to get the first class or the ace tankers to make the game count and make it worthwhile. Obviously that's just personal preference. I know a lot of people like to go for those tanks which are potentially a bit of a risk. The Wizzy 120 was a risk because he could have popped out of that dip at any time and gone after all the Arty. But certainly after getting that shot into the Wizzy 120, he devoted a lot of time to shooting up at the hill, and he made sure that he didn't shoot until he had a clear target to hit. And that Super Pershing really did feel the amount of damage that was thrown in his direction. And I suppose as well, it was lucky in a way that the IS-32 player was a bit of a... Well, he wasn't that smart. He actually dropped into the dip too soon and drowned. It would have been even more difficult for them if he was still alive, because obviously then they would have had to have devoted time into killing him, whilst that, of course, that Scorpion was roaming around, and we did lose the Emil to the Scorpions, and so it wouldn't have been very good for us if that IS-3 was still about. But luckily he was a bit of a muppet, dropped into the dip, drowned, and that gave Major MTP Cat 6 the chance to go after that Scorpion and took him out of the game. Very good, that one. In fact, actually, I was more amused with the shot up the rear on that blind shot on the Scorpion. That was definitely very, very funny indeed. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Let other people know we exist. And thanks for watching.